Hi friends, hope you're doing well today. This is Ashley from The Willful Goat, stopping in to give you a peek into how our bathroom currently looks. You can remember that we bought a fixer-upper farmhouse at an auction with a bathroom that I don't think has been updated for quite a few years, so I hope you enjoy watching. So you just saw there kind of a walkthrough of how the floors looked right after we tore up that linoleum. It was roll-out linoleum. It was white at one point, but by the time we got to this house, it had been yellowed. It was starting to peel in some spots, just really dated and not very pretty. Here you see where the toilet was. Again, it was pretty old, so we did decide to replace it. The linoleum was in this room as well, and you can see there was some damage to the boards here where the toilet had been. It's kind of back in a little nook, I guess, in the bathroom, which I do kind of like. In the bathroom, there was a hole cut out in the center. I believe they used it to access some of the plumbing underneath for the tub. Luckily, when we opened that up, we were able to find the pieces just on the ground right underneath. So we were able to replace them, which was really fortunate and we were very happy about. You can see the brick paneling that we put up on the wall behind the tub. It's a faux brick and these panels are 4x8. They can be purchased at Home Depot or Lowe's. I believe they're about $40 a panel. We ended up using 4 of them. And then where the vanity stood, you can see the outline there. It was like a fake wood vanity. It had water damage, just had basically been past its prime for a while. So we did tear that out. And then the mirror above it was one of those triple fold, triple mirrors that were pretty dated. So we took that out. It was a nice size, so it did leave quite a big hole here. The mirror that we ended up going with, it's like a medicine cabinet, a vintage style. You can see that it's quite a bit smaller. So we did patch the excess hole there with some drywall. We added a new light here. The old light was kind of looks like a makeup mirror with just the 3 round bulbs. So I ordered this off of Amazon. It's like an antique brass. Here's a look at the floors and the walls. After we had finished the floors, I ended up using a belt sander in this room. It's kind of a cramped spot and didn't want to rent the big sander again, but it worked out pretty nicely. In between the room, this is the laundry room and the bathroom, there had been quite a bit of floor built up. So they put 2x4s in between the rooms since they had to build up the floor when they added the underlayment. My husband was able to get them out by using a plunge cutter. We replaced them with just a pine board, which we will stain to match. And then a look back at the brick walls, kind of what we were looking at. You can see the ceiling here really well. That's where we tore out the built-in tub. It had been built in, but up at the top it had been boxed in, kind of with some drywall. And then this is my cast iron tub. I really loved it. I actually found it at a yard sale. It was $100. I love the patina on the exterior of this tub, although I really think that we'll end up getting the inside of it refinished sometime here in the future. It was a little bit of a learning process trying to find the correct type of plumbing fixtures to use for a freestanding tub. I did order these on Amazon. They're not quite the antique brass that I was hoping for, but they're kind of a softer brass color, not quite so shiny as some. It has the freestanding shower there, and then a handle sprayer as well. So that's the new toilet there in the corner. Felt nice to get something nice and clean and new. My husband placed that pretty easily and just picked that up at the Home Depot. So here's a look at me now painting some of what we use for moldings in this room. Basically, we just use 1x3s, 1x2s, 1x4s all the way around. They're just pine. Tried to get the straightest ones that we could get and then cut them to fit. The ceilings are quite low here. As you can see, I was able to even trim around them without standing on anything. The color that I ended up going with for my trim work is Sherwin-Williams Dover White. I really do like the color. This is like a urethane type paint, and he said that it would hold up really well, which I'm really hoping that it does. And I should have used a foam roller here on the door. Here I am doing it with a paintbrush. I wasn't being very careful. I got some on the door, so I'm like, well, we may as well just cover it. But for extra coat, since it will need another coat, I will be using a foam roller, as well as for the other doors in this house. The ceiling, you can kind of see, this was a shiplap panel. Again, they're 4x8 panels. You can buy them at your big box home improvement stores. I think it's about 30 to 40 a panel. We ended up using about 4 of these to go over the ceiling instead of hiring someone to do drywall or dealing with drywall ourselves. We liked the way this looked, and it was nice and clean and white and not super easy. You do have to be careful that you're getting them straight, and you do have to watch the seams, but it worked out well for us. There's my son coming in to brush his teeth while I was painting the moldings. So he did end up getting some fingerprints on the door there. I'm not really too concerned about the look of the doors. We do plan on replacing them in the future. They are just a hollow panel doors. The only original door that we could find in the house is the upstairs door that goes into my son's room. So although I love the look of antique doors, we just were not able to really get any. And then so here's a look at our bathroom as it currently looks. It is set up more so than we would currently have it as we're using it. I just really thought it looked so pretty with everything kind of done here in this area. So the brick panel, the panels there, we ended up going over with some drywall mud, kind of a smear technique using like a flat scraper that you would use to do drywall work. You can see the panels on the ceiling. So the light, I thought it was just a cute vintage boho style basket light, and I actually salvaged that from a condo remodel that we did a few years ago. Again, we do hope to finish the tub in the future. Right now, though, it's still perfectly usable. And there's not a lot of storage here in this room, so I'm using this antique cabinet. It's metal. It's got a really lovely patina. It has some rust areas, which I'm really okay with. It's an older house, and I do love the character of those pieces. This is the sink that we used to replace the dated vanity. It's a pedestal sink, and we actually picked that up on a curb. It was free. Someone was redoing their house, and I guess they no longer needed it. But it's in perfectly fine shape. It works well for us. I believe it's a porcelain sink. And then a look back at our tub. I added this little scale. It has the jar on top with some bath bombs, which my kids love to use. So I thought that looked really cute here. The 3-tier tray is from Hobby Lobby. I used that in my shop before we moved. The color on the walls here is bear paint. It's an antique white. I use this throughout the house to freshen everything up. I'm not sure if I will change the color maybe around this corner of the bathroom. Right now, I think it's just going to stay as it is. It is nice and bright. It feels nice and clean. I've added these little goat pictures. I think that they're so cute with some baby goats in the tub there. At the top from Hobby Lobby, my Goodwill finds in the corner, I have a little fern plant and a rack for towels or for the little caddy that I have hanging there. The floors did turn out nice. They're kind of a different tone than we see in other parts of the house. So here's just a quick video look around. You can see our vintage medicine cabinet and the light. The towel rack was another Goodwill find. I thought it was a little bit different than most that I had seen, and I thought it went well with the cast iron tub. To the right, you can see this vintage rack. It's got 3 shelves. It works really nicely, holding paper towels for the bathroom. And here's our sweet little girl Time. Could not resist just putting all of these little babies in the bathtub. Here there's 12 baby goats in our tub. There's a cushion underneath to keep them up high enough so you could see them, and they are just so cute. I really enjoyed snuggling with all of them here. They're just so sweet, and I think that the pictures ended up being very, very cute. So thanks for watching today, friends. I hope you have a great day.